I have faith that I will be healed. And I believe that when God's ready to do it, God will do it.
Amen.
If I could share a testimony, I don't think I shared this before, but it was some years ago. I was working in my office. We were preparing to move to another location. So I'm in there in my cubicle, you know, the overhead, you lift up, you have your books and stuff there. And I was cleaning, and it was like a lot of dust and different things going on. All of a sudden, I got sick. I was fine one moment. The next moment, just with me cleaning, I was sick. And good thing I work around nurses and doctors. And my friend, my very good friend, she worked with me, and she said, Debs, you need to sit down. You need to sit down. So I sat down. A bunch of nurses came over. They were giving me water. I don't know what was going on. I just felt so sick, like I was just going to pass out. And they kept saying to me, you need to go to urgent care. You should go to urgent care. I'm like, no, I'll just go home. I'll just go home. So she contacted my fiance at the time and told him to come and get me. And I believe she told him to take me to urgent care. I was going to go home. But they all kept saying, go to urgent care, go to urgent care. So he took me to urgent care. Went to urgent care. They did all these tests. They couldn't figure out what was wrong with me. I was getting nervous because I didn't know what was happening. So the first thing I do when I'm sick and I don't know what's going on, I begin to pray. I remember calling my mother, because I know my mother's always praying for me.
Amen.
If anybody I can call my mother. She was praying. I called somebody else, one of my other friends, people that I know who can get a prayer through. Y'all got to pray for me. I don't know what's going on. They then sent me to the hospital. We went to the hospital. Then they admitted me. So now here I went to work just a normal day, cleaning and preparing to move to another place, and all of a sudden I was sick. Didn't know what was going on. They couldn't figure out what was happening. They were taking all types of tests, everything. Next thing you know, I threw up. I'm running and all over the place. I don't know what happened to me. I had to stay in the hospital, I think like 3 days? I had to stay in the hospital for 3 days. They called the infectious disease doctor. They gave me all types of tests. My heart was racing and racing and racing and racing. They didn't know why was it beating so fast. I don't know what was wrong with me. Till this day, I don't know what was wrong with me. I believe that whatever was in my body causing that, God removed it because of prayer. So I had faith to believe that God was going to heal me. I called prayer warriors to get them to pray as I was going through, because I know that God was going to heal my body, and God did just that. I stand firm on that because they couldn't figure out what was going on. They kept me in there, and you know they don't release you until you're good. They released me. And I was healed. So I believe that it was God that did it. So you see, faith and expectation. Because I read in the Bible that by God's stripes we are healed. And so I put that in my heart. And I believe, and then I act on it. And I pray, because I believe that we serve a prayer answering God. So if I'm going to pray, God's going to heal me. I don't care what anybody has to say. I don't care what kind of sickness you may have. I don't care what kind of situation you're going through. You've got to believe and have faith that God will remove it if you're asking God